You back for more? Just kidding, just kidding. Eh? Hey, all right, listen. You got your coffee? I got mine. Okay? You ready? Let's go. I'll start by reminding you of what I said in my introductory video. That they did a study of a Harvard graduating class and found that the 3% that had a written plan for their life by the time they graduated went on to make more money than the other 97% combined. 33 times their fellow Harvard graduates. Think about that. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? That's 33 times. Wow. Why do you think that was so, huh? Well, the answer is very simple. You can't get where you want to go if you don't know where you're going. Heck, you really can't do much of anything without a plan if you think about it, right? Say you want to build a house. You need a blueprint. Build a car from scratch. Once again, a blueprint, and so on. The truth is that without a written, thought-out plan for your money and your life, you're very unlikely to get the life you wish for. It's that important. And you know, we talk about a blueprint for a house. How important is your life? How big is that? You need a blueprint. You need a plan. And yet, almost nobody ever tells anybody about this. Anyone ever tell you how important it is to have such a plan? I'll bet they haven't. And because nobody did, most people go through their whole life without one. They're the other 32 graduates getting just a fraction of what they should have gotten from their life. You do not want to be in that group, and you don't need to, because today I'm going to be showing you how to do it. And look, I'm not just talking about having a wish list. Wish list, it's your wishes, but you also need a specific thought-out plan as to how you're going to get those wishes. And me, I've always had a written plan. Nothing fancy, but a clear written list of what I wanted and by when. What I wanted to work at, the priority sequence of my major purchases, what vacations and when, and so on. As my life unfolded, I kept tweaking it, as you will, tweaking it to fix for the things that were changing, and for me changing my mind as to what I wanted and when. But I always had a written plan. And the result has been, and continues to be, a really great life. So why is it so important to do this? I mean, yeah, the 33 times, that tells you right there, doesn't it? But all right, why is it so important to do this, to think it out and write it down? Let me give you a simple example. You don't have a written thought-out plan, okay? You're walking through a store and you see this really nice TV. It's on sale and a really good price. You want it. And you wanted to upgrade your TV anyway, right? So hey, why not take advantage of this and buy, so you buy it. Okay, version 2. You do have a written thought-out plan. You're walking through the store and you see that really nice TV. It's on sale and at a really good price. You wanted to upgrade your TV for a while now. It's in your plan. It's on your list of major purchases you wanted to make. So why not buy it? But wait a minute, you think. Didn't I decide that the special vacation next summer was a higher priority than replacing my TV right now? Yes, I did. And if I buy the TV, I won't have enough for the vacation. We'll have to postpone it. I don't want to do that. I already decided the vacation was a higher priority than the TV. Do I really want to change that? No, I don't. So you know what happens? You walk away. So what just happened? Their marketing failed. You decided to spend your money on what's best for you, on what you chose, what priority sequence you chose, not what's best for them. What we fail to often see is just how powerful our mind is. That if we give it a clear picture, it can really, really help us. It not only keeps us from buying that TV, it's actually much, much bigger than that. Think about this. If we've clearly decided we want something and identify what we had to do to get it, our mind will see to it that we do the right things. It's not just getting it, it's the details of how to get it. The big things. Helps us do the big things and even the little things we need to do in order to get whatever that is. It'll guide our spending and saving. It'll guide our performance on our job, how we interact with key relationships in our life, even on how we eat, whether we exercise, how we handle stress. And don't take this stuff lightly. Health and relationships are such keys to a happy life. Now, I'm not saying having a well thought out plan is a magic bullet, that it guarantees everything. What I'm saying is it's truly a very big factor, big enough that it's a lot harder to have the life you want and deserve without it. Now look, I could go on here and on, but I trust by now you get the point. Why did the 3% make more money than the other 97% combined? Huh? Why have I and others gotten to live such a great life? Because we created clarity, we created focus, made decisions, had a plan, stuck to it, and supported it with our daily actions. So that's why a well thought out written plan is so terribly important. And look, I hope by now I've convinced you that. I hope by now you see it. So now let's go. Let's talk about how to create that plan. Before we do, however, you need to know you're going to end up with two plans. The life plan we'll be talking about today, and also a specific spending plan we'll be covering in course number 4, Spending Smart. So this plan doesn't deal with the little stuff. It deals with the big stuff. And the big stuff has to come first. Okay? Now, creating this kind of plan isn't hard. You better figure it's going to take you maybe 5 or 10 hours of thinking it through, writing it down, but it's very doable. After that, you continue to tweak it, adjust it as you go forward. Now let's go. The first step is deciding what you want from your life. That's where you start. What are your hopes and dreams, your goals, your desires? Now listen, I know it can be a difficult question at times, but you're very unlikely to get the things you wish for unless you first identify what they are. Only after you have clearly identified what you want from your life can you make good decisions regarding money and the role you want it to play. And again, look, don't worry about taking any notes here, okay? We're trying to remember this stuff. You'll get all the notes you need once we're done. So sit back and listen and think about what I'm saying. Okay, to start, you need to make 3 lists of the major goals you wish to achieve. What you wish to be, what you wish to do, and what you wish to have. What you wish to be, what you wish to do, and wish you wish to have. Includes such things as what you wish to work at and for how long, where you want to live, becoming debt-free, getting married, starting a family, education, your health, self-improvements you want to make. It's a big list. Then list the major purchases you want to make, like a house, a better car, a special vacation, a new TV or whatever. Keep thinking it through until you've thought of all the possible choices. Then set it aside and look at it again in, say, a couple of weeks. Sleeping on things is usually very helpful. Now, the next thought. As you create your want lists, try not to shortchange the things you would like to do in your life. Far too often we concentrate on what we want to have or accomplish, when what we end up doing is so often the real key to having a happy and satisfying life. Think about that. This also applies to how you spend your money. To me, spending money on doing is usually a lot better than spending money on owning something. Think back on the nice memories of your life. How many of those memories are from owning something versus having done something? When you do, I think you see my point. For me, I will admit my first car was and is a nice memory, but frankly, all the rest was something I did, not something I owned. So please don't shortchange doing when it comes to your wish list. In our culture, we're incessantly marketed to that owning something, the new car or whatever, the great big house, is important to our happiness, when the opposite is likely a lot more like the truth, that living where and how you want to live is probably, almost certainly, far more important than owning yet another something. All right? So, look, I'll stop on that point, but please, please, when you do think about it, doing is terrific. Owning, yeah, okay. Don't shortchange doing. You'll regret it. Okay? Okay. Also, now obviously you need to create a balance between today and tomorrow in your planning. Far too many people do far too little for tomorrow. It's all about today. Tomorrow will be okay. Oh yeah? Boy, is that not so. Okay? And then there's the other group, and they're out there, where tomorrow is everything. People who spend far too many years of their lives caught up in working for tomorrow. Today is your life too. So you need to create a balance between today and the future. So pay attention to that. Finally, if you're married or share your life with someone, each of you should start by writing your own lists, identifying your own personal goals and dreams. After you're finished, you then need to share your lists of these goals and dreams, as many of the key goals will almost certainly need to be bought in by both parties in order to succeed. Next point, don't sell yourself short. Don't settle for a life far less than you could have had. Now, I'm sure you're covering these things, but please don't sell yourself short. Think big. Please think big. Living on one salary, financial freedom, the mother lode, working at something you like, improving your health. Think creative. You want a full life. Learn something new. Take a race driver's course. Learn to fly a plane. Act in a play or movie. Huh? Interesting stuff. You ever wanted to go to Tahiti or Bali? Cruise or hike Alaska? Go plan for it. Go get it. Go to a special event like the Super Bowl or the Olympics. Why not? So think big. Think having a really cool, full life. And again, I'm telling you, you can do these things if you set your mind to it. So why the heck not? Millions of people have done it. So why not you? So please don't shortchange yourself, because you're making a huge mistake if you do. Trust me, I'm telling you. Remember, I have no vested interest here in how you spend your money and what you do. And 76 years of a very aggressive life, and having seen hundreds of people and seeing the ones that are happy. Next, once you finish your 3 lists, what you wish to be, what you wish to do, and wish to have, you put each list into a priority sequence. And now your last step. For each of your highest priority goals, you need to list the steps you need to achieve it and sign a realistic completion date next to each step. Like I said, this is not just a wish list. This is a how to get it list. So for each of the high priority items, you need to identify the steps you need to do it and assign completion dates that anticipated for each step. A little example, okay, to make the point. Let's say you want to become a registered nurse. You might need to go back to school. This could involve attending some courses in preparation, maybe taking an exam, research and applying for various programs, and ultimately getting the education you need. You really do need to be this specific, you know. If you aren't, you don't really have a plan. It's just a wish list. And a wish list is not going to cut it. You need to have a do list. If it's getting more fit, and how? How much time? How many times a week? What exercises? You get it? I mean, specific. You can do this. Now, next, I know your plan is going to change, and sometimes in big ways over the course of your life, but that's okay. You know, life is really a journey. I always say that. It's a journey. And on that journey, we're always learning as we go, seeing new directions, new desires, and that's fine. It just means all you got to do then is update your lists and your priority sequence as you go. As you create your lists and choose your priority sequences, there are some specific things you need to be aware of and to ensure that things are in your favor, okay? So let me get to them. First, reject the marketing and the manipulation that's going on. It's unbelievable. Ask yourself, why do you want what you want? This is not as simple a question as it seems. Look at some of the things that may have influenced you up to now. Think about this. In the average day, you're hit with over 600 sales messages. That's over 4 million attempts to influence how you spend your money in your life by the time you turn 21. 4 million. And the pitchmen, they're a lot more subtle than you think. It's not just ads. Examples: celebrities who are paid to use particular products, or companies that pay big money to see that their products show up in the movies and TV shows you're watching. And don't underestimate this. They're spending billions of dollars to see that. To see that you spend your money like they want. So don't kid yourself. It's working. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing it. They wouldn't keep doing it. These messages not only tell you what to buy, they tell you to buy now. Do it. You deserve it. The future will be fine. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. The path of instant gratification is almost always a loser. You got to balance today and tomorrow. Even worse, I think worse yet, is the underlying message of so much of this advertising that you need whatever they're selling to be successful, attractive, happy. Hey, come on, successful people live in big fancy houses, don't they? They drive the right cars, they live the good life, they wear the right clothes. Material acquisition is the road to happiness, man. I hope you don't believe that. But if you do, please be sure to take the next course, The Real Keys to a Happy, Successful Life, where you'll learn that this stuff is flat out wrong. It's wrong. And it's this very thinking that will undermine your happiness while it pretends it's adding to it. In The Real Keys to a Happy, Successful Life, I get into this more in detail, but for now I can't tell you strongly enough. This is bad stuff. Great for them, very damaging for you if you buy into it. So always ask yourself why you want what you want. Why did you buy what you did? Once you start doing this, I think it's going to help you a lot to see to it that your money is always spent on what you want, the priority sequence you want, not the priority sequence they want. Remember, like I said, every spending of any size is a choice. Unless you're money beyond dimension, you do one thing, you're trading for another. What you want to do is see to it that the trades are your choice, nobody else's, yours. And by doing this plan, by thinking it through, by recognizing how society and particularly the obvious and not so obvious advertising is tremendously trying to play with you, see to it you work for them. I think once you start doing this, you're going to see a big improvement in your life. Okay? Now, last of all, always remember, I'm going to repeat myself here. Remember this. Unless you have more money than you'll ever need, every time you spend money, you give up something else. Sometimes the trade's small, sometimes it's not. But the good news is by having your plan and your priorities lists, you're in control, not them. Okay? That's critical. Next key point, the goal of financial freedom. Save your money so that someday you retire and live the good life. Yeah, you've heard this forever, haven't you? This idea has become entrenched in our society as the cornerstone of long-term financial and life planning. You know, work hard, save your money, and someday you get to live the good life. Well, right now, right here, I'm telling you, challenge that idea. For most people, it's a bad goal and a very misguided life plan. I ask you, why do you have to wait until you're 65 to live the life you wish, huh? Who says you have to wait that long? What about the vast majority of your life? What if, God forbid, you're no longer able to enjoy life to the fullest? For most people, the right goal is financial freedom, okay? To work at what you want, when you want, live where you want, do what you want, and a heck of a lot sooner than 65. You absolutely can make this happen. If you don't think so, the only person standing in your way is you. Remember, I didn't say you had to have all the money in the world. All I had to do had to be free enough to live which way you want to live. And believe me, you can. Personally, I made the decision to go for this when I was 28. It took me 9 years till I was 37. And I can't tell you how great that's been. Man, 40 years of great and counting. I'll never forget that day. and walked away. Wow. Okay. Now, there are two ways to accomplish financial freedom. Okay? You can either wait till you have the money you need to be totally free, or you can save enough so you can then earn less and live a better life. The second approach will get you free faster. And regardless of which route you choose, you can always change your mind along the way. The sooner you reject the accepted idea of retirement and focus instead on financial freedom, the easier and faster it'll be to get there. Now, there's another important thing here. Completely stopping working might be a bad idea. I think it is for most. Having something to do is a key part of who you are and what life can be. Why not continue doing something, maybe less hours, but something you really enjoy? Listen, I'm not saying that retirement might not be right for you. If you really feel it is, or at a certain point in your age in life, okay. But don't lose sight of the fact you have another choice. And that choice is to become financially free. And quite possibly do it a lot sooner than you might think. If you think you can't do this, hang on, because that's what I'm going to cover next, okay? This idea that we've been pounded in about selling ourselves short. Don't sell yourself short. Way too many people set their goals and dreams lower than they should, settling for a life far less than they could have had. It is often so easy to convince yourself you can't accomplish what you'd really like to accomplish. If you see yourself doing this, you find yourself doing this, or suspect you might be, take a good look at the people, especially those you know, who are successful, who live a good life. And you'll often realize you have just as much going for you as they did, as they do, or as they did before they became successful. See, what I'm saying is this. We're constantly being hit with undermining arguments that you have to have enough money to make money, that you have to have the right connections, the right education, you need to be a whiz at business, or you can't do it because you tried before and failed. None of this is true. None of this is true. Many people, I'll give you another one, many people believe they're not smart enough to be successful beyond a certain level. This is also usually not true. I ask you, what is intelligence? Is it your IQ? Huh? How well you did in school? Are the people with the highest IQs the most successful in life? The people who graduated at the top of their class? Huh? It may surprise you, but study after study is repeatedly unable to find any significant connection whatsoever between IQ and success in life. Interesting, huh? Quite the opposite. A guy named Robert Steinberg studied thousands of people looking for the keys to success. He found that successful people motivate themselves, learn to control their impulses, know how to make the most of their abilities, complete tasks and follow through. They're initiators. They aren't afraid to risk failure. They make mistakes, but not the same mistake twice, and they don't procrastinate. They don't put off. That's an interesting list, isn't it? Where's the high IQ? Where's being smart? What you're seeing is that many things together make up being smart. Academic intelligence, we keep being sold on this. It's one piece of intelligence. And it turns out it's not a very important one. Look at the guy's list. But think about this. What about people skills, artistic ability, mechanical aptitude, common sense, street smarts? Aren't those things all part of intelligence? The list he gave above from Steinberg, aren't they part of intelligence? They are. The fact, and more importantly, the fact is it's these things, not the stuff we're constantly being preached to about, that usually determine the success and happiness in life. So, don't sell yourself short. Think about these things. Think about the skills and aptitudes you do have, and how much you really do have going for yourself. You know, we're all good at something, and not at others. So do what you're good at. It's what you like best. It's probably what will end up making you the most money, and for sure it'll give you the best life. You know what you do? Get others to help you at what you're not good at. Trade your skills for theirs. Me? Oh boy. Example, okay? I'm a mechanical idiot. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not. I mean, I once tried to put a smoke detector in the ceiling. I punched a hole through the ceiling. More than once, swear to God, more than once, put my own blood on a wall putting up pictures. I would say that, honestly, half of everything I ever assembled, I break something. So what do? My wife's great at it. Hey, honey, would you put it together? Oh, yeah, honey. She knows. Not going to let me put it together, you know? So what? We're all good at certain things. Do what you're good at. Do what you like. It's one of the keys to happy life and successful life, okay? Next, plan for the world of tomorrow. The world's going to be very different 10 years from now. I don't have to tell you that. You're watching it happen, but maybe you're underestimating it. You've got to watch the never-ending impact of the internet. We're looking at driverless cars, drone package delivery, and a lot more coming. And soon, technology is doubling every 2 years, and its impact on your life will continue to be really big. So as you plan, look ahead. You need to be aware of what enormous changes are underway. That very much has to be part of your planning. Here's a few more examples to think about how fast things are changing. And think about this. This is part of your planning now. You have to pay some attention to this. Do a little research. The internet's great. Here you go. The top 10 in-demand jobs today didn't even exist 6 years ago. Think about that. Can I match it? Oh yeah. Try this one. For freshmen in college, half of what they learn in school will be outdated by their junior year. 1 in 5 will hold jobs that didn't exist in their freshman year. These are huge. Another point to think about. Most office jobs, they're going to be done from home, wherever you choose to work, wherever you choose to live. There's going to be a big shift from working for somebody to being a subcontractor. You're going to be negotiating healthcare and so on with your customer. That's what's happening. The internet is just going to continue to be you think you've seen it? Hang on. It's going to continue to be an awesome resource and an awesome influence. Who your friends are, how you spend your time, your primary source of education, quite frankly. Another example of the future. In less than 10 years, people will be replacing their diseased or injured body parts, such as their arms and legs and even their hearts, with brand new parts grown from their own body cells. I'm not talking about robots, grown from their own body cells. Higher education is starting to be revolutionized. Be aware of what's unfolding and take advantage of it. Most degrees are no longer worth the time and money involved once you go out in the real world. So pay attention to the impact of the internet on education and how it can help you in solving things. Okay? Now look, I could go on and on. I'll stop here. But you need to know and you need to follow the unfolding story of the rapid changes and adjust your plans as needed going forward. But when you do, a little point of caution. Focus on what's actually happening, not what people think is happening. Because nobody can reliably predict the future, except in very general terms. So pay attention to what's actually happening. You can see it, and make sure that your plan takes it into account, okay? And my last input, okay? Simplify your life, please. If you're like most people, you probably can benefit greatly from simplifying your life. And if and when you do, you'll find out the financial rewards can be really terrific over time, but better yet, will be the improvement in the quality of life you'll have. I promise you, once you get into it, simplicity will amaze you. Time and again, you're going to find that less is actually more, and that the rewards of simplicity outweigh the rewards from whatever you were doing or owning before. You know, each thing you do takes time and energy. This is also true of things you own. There's an ancient Asian belief that every possession you own takes energy from you. Well, it's true. Think about the last time you cleaned out one of your closets, okay, or garage, and gave a bunch of stuff away. Didn't you literally feel a small weight lift off your shoulders? It's not just possessions. How complicated has your life become over the years? How many things do you'd rather not do? Things you do out of habit. Things you do you're convinced by others. How many things do you have you don't use? Do you really need such a big home? Do you live far from your job and commute a lot of hours each day, leaving you tired with too little time for your family and yourself? Is each thing you do, each thing you own really worth it? Be honest with yourself about this, or whether these things are actually adding to the quality of life. Simplifying doesn't mean doing without. Don't get me wrong, but living a less stressful, more balanced life. It means having more time and resources for the things that really do end up making you happier. Personally, I learned this truth back in the late 1980s when I was forced to let out of a suitcase for over a year after I lost everything. What a wonderful thing that turned out to be, as it opened my eyes to so many things I no longer wanted to own and introduced me to a truly more enjoyable lifestyle. Once I saw the benefits of less stuff, I didn't stop there. It opened my eyes to simplification in general, especially as how I spent my time. Now, to learn more about simplifying your life, it's simple. Go to the internet and surf. There's great stuff out there, great articles. Read it. Loads of things you can do. And take it from me, when you do these things, you're going to like it. I'm telling you, simplification really is really good. Okay? So that's it. That's what we needed to cover today. So let's take a minute to summarize what we just covered. First, make the commitment to create a written, thought-out plan for your life and your money. You create 3 lists: what you wish to be, what you wish to do, and what you wish to have. Then put them into priority sequence. Next, as you do this, I remind you, don't let anybody influence how you spend your money. Reject any and all marketing influence. Spend your money on what you want, the priority sequence you want, not what they want. Next, go for financial freedom. Don't sell yourself short. Go for financial freedom. And don't sell yourself short. That's a key point. And plan for a world of tomorrow and simplify your life. Those are like the key things you need to do. All right? And again, this is all in your notes. Don't have to remember this stuff. It's all there, okay? All right. And remember, last of all, this one, I got to hit you on hard. Time is either your biggest friend or your worst enemy. Make it your friend, baby. Make it your friend. Don't put these things off. Start this now. Do them now. You'll be so glad you did. Okay? Okay. And again, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you got a lot out of it. And if you feel you're getting a lot out of these courses, please tell your family and friends about them. Help them if you feel I helped you, okay? So best of luck, and always, I wish you the very best, okay?